Oh, hi. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I here? Someone help me! I'm just kidding. Let me know, everybody. I will hop into this little intro here. I'm fired up. We're in the final 24 hours of this campaign. We have behind me here. Hopefully, you can see some awesome best sellable art and a game that I've helped work on, but all credit due to Jimmy, our famed designer, designer to the stars, whatever. Here you see it. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. And I think you're saying you're hollering in from the cheese state. That'd be, I hope, Wisconsin, unless I've been led askew my whole life. I don't know much that's east of like Colorado, to be fair. Like it's just a mystery out there. What up, Linnea? How you doing? If anyone isn't aware, I'm going live right now because we're in the last 24 hours of our campaign. We have funded. We are, excuse me, as of the starting of this recording, closing in on 37,000 on our original goal of 35, which is amazing, and we're just grateful. So thank you. Steve says, "Happy you reached your goal." If I'm looking down here, I'm reading you. So pardon for just seeing the top of my head, but I've just got my little thing on a phone here because I'll be on my tabletop simulator in a second. I won't be able to see the chat. So, hey, yo, from Brooklyn, what to do? Let me know where y'all are hollering in from. Anyway, so we are past our goal, which is really fantastic. We're trying to go for that kind of last push, as is typical with these Kickstarter campaigns, and we have art and everything, which you've been seeing reveals of throughout this campaign from the incomparable Best Sellable. She's just crushed it so hard on this. So I'm going to show you this game. You've seen kind of how it works and stuff on our page, hopefully, and all that, but it's best to see it in action as always. So we're happy to finally be able to show you that, to see if it, if you're on the fence or whatever, it might pique your interest. Just note about this, graphic design things, wording on abilities themselves, all that stuff is subject to change still. We're feeling really good about where we have, what kind of state we have the game in, but we, we want to make it as great as possible. So there could still be tweaks here and there and stuff. And of course, with the art itself will be dialed in just a little bit more by the end of this. So it was great seeing you. Dads and Dice. I'm sorry we never ran into you to play a game. I got your message like after the fact. Conventions are weird. Sometimes you see people over and over and over again, and other times you run into somebody one time on the elevator, and it's the only time you cross paths, and it seems like neither of those things are super likely, and it just happens. So I'm sorry we didn't get a game in. We will in the fall, hopefully. We will in the fall. But it was awesome to... Twiggy's not subject to... Atlas, thank you. Twiggy is Twiggy. Twiggy ain't changing for nothing and nobody. Twiggy's carrying logs. What are you doing there with all those sticks? Those logs are too big for you to carry. You crazy. Yeah, but things, could potentially change if it's not Twiggy. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do, and hopefully not take up too much of your time. First of all, thank you if you backed already and stuff. We really appreciate it. We really are just so grateful for it. And it was cool to, after a long saga of trying to get home, because in Texas the weather is bonkers and it's just causing havoc everywhere. It was nice to literally arrive right at the moment we hit 35K and actually got to watch it happen live. It was very cool. So I'm going to show you a few plays of this game. It's a very quick game. And we have two variants, modes, or things you can do to kind of change up your gameplay to, hopefully create a different puzzle, a different challenge for you. So I'm going to show you all of the different modes we have and get right to it and stuff. So let me get over into Tabletop Simulator. All right. Thanks for everyone for coming in and saying ow, ow. Oh, we got someone. Oh, yeah. I was saying someone got Chicago in the house. You already know. Let me scooch this over here, actually. Oh, did I break it? Can anyone still hear me and see me? Let's make sure. I think I'm still here. I bonked something. Let me know. Okay. So, this is Table Fables. This is a game system that Jimmy came up with. If you read our update from Jimmy, who is, again, the designer of this game, this was originally conceived as a Back to the Future kind of game, where, of course, in Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox travels back in time and things start happening that are messing with the timeline in the future, and it all has to kind of get set back right, and you have to get back to 1985. So that was the kind of basis. You need to get cards flipped and stuff to get Biff covered in manure and all these various things that are famous from the movie. The only problem is, rights to things and stuff like that. So we are sticking firmly in the public domain where stuff is free. But the system of kind of swapping cards, causing things to flip over and things was really intriguing. And so, if you ever see the Brothers Murphy chat, that's Nick, because my hands are up here where you can see them. That was kind of the concept of this kind of card swapping tableau micro game, something that's really manageable, is what we have here. So we have 16 cards. We do, if I back out, have a little 17th card here for the wolf in sheep's clothing variant, which we'll show in a bit. So if you're unfamiliar with how this game works, this is a game where you're going to have a random 4x4 grid set up. So just to kind of get a random thing here, let me just quickly go here. Boom, randomize. Boop, boop. Hello. I can do that. Oop, there we go. There we go. Switch it around. So you're going to have a random layout and of cards, and you're going to have 16 turns. So what we'll be able to do is we'll have an extra card that comes with the set that you can kind of move around. So if I back out here, whoops, wrong button. Hello. You'll have this card, say, it won't be the sheep card, but you'll kind of just move it around your tableau to track your turns. And basically, once you get all the way around the horn, that'll have been your 16-turn game. So I have a little counter here for our purposes today, just to keep it nice and easy. But you have 16 turns to basically get all of the win conditions met. So we have 3 win conditions. We have the bakery here as being one. They'll all say to win. The bakery has to be flipped over. So it has to be to its closed side here. All of the sides have a kind of gray side, which is their back sides. The color side will be the front. So the bakery has to be closed. And you flip the bakery when swapping with Red Riding Hood. So this is a pretty advantageous start. So I could just swap like that as my first turn. And that's 1 win condition set. All right, so we'll go back here to our original, layout. So that's one thing. You have to have Red Riding Hood. That is thematically Red Riding Hood went by the bakery to pick up her baked goods that she carries around in her basket on the way to Grandma's house. So have to have those baked goods. If you ain't coming up with the croissants, you ain't coming at all, man. All right. So come correct. So you got to go and close the bakery with Red Riding Hood. We have Grandma's house here. Boom. To win, you need Grandma, Red Riding Hood, and the woodcutter all have to be orthogonally adjacent to Grandma's house. So like Grandma currently is adjacent. So if I went like this, boom, all 3 are adjacent. But the problem is the bakery's not closed, so I got to figure that out. But this would be a situation, boom, 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 where this is now meeting currently its win condition. But of course, if you undo that, then you aren't meeting the win condition. So you have to have them at the end of the game, you have to have all 3 simultaneously met to win the game. The third is going to be the House of Bricks down here, which works very similarly, except for you need the 3 little pigs at the House of Bricks. So you need Hayward, Twiggy, and Brickford all adjacent to the House of Bricks. So you have a situation here, like where it's in the corner, there's only 2 possible sides that could be adjacent to this. So it's impossible to win with the House of Bricks in the corner here. So we'd have to fix that. And we'd have to get the 3 little pigs around to the House of Bricks because the wolf can, of course, destroy the other houses. So the big bad wolf here, their main ability, they're our big bad, has the ability to flip any cards with the wolf icon. So that's going to be the House of Straw, the House of Sticks, Twiggy, Red Riding Hood, Grandma's house. They can basically tear up a bunch of stuff throughout the game. But they can't huff and puff and blow down a house of bricks. So that's one thing that's safe and cannot be flipped. And again, is our win condition. My grandma's house can be flipped, so we do have to keep that in mind. So as they swap with stuff like this, you would just then flip that card like that, which has a hammer icon because Brickford here has the ability to fix stuff and they can rebuild things. So they can flip cards with a hammer icon, which will be on that back side, flip them back up. So if we had this real quick, and we went like so, he could repair Grandma's house, which will be all important for winning the game. Okay? So that is how Brickford will help you. We also have all the things that can get flipped over that would get, like the humans and pigs would have a, sir, a little tombstone on the backside. The woodcutter can basically come and thematically cut these people back out of the wolf and free them and stuff. So they can flip over those characters that get flipped over. So Brickford kind of helps with the buildings, the woodcutter helps with the people, and the woodcutter can actually flip over the big bad wolf themselves, which knocks them out of the game. So, boom. That's the only way the big bad wolf can go away. Excuse me. Yes, and so the red move here, as I was kind of describing, one thing with red is she can move diagonal, but they are limited because there are all of these distraction cards. Anything with a little eyeball on it is pulling Red Riding Hood's eyes, and she gets easily distracted. So, unfortunately, as you're doing things, when I was saying, oh, you can just quickly do the bakery, no, you can't, because the field of flowers right here is too pretty, and she gets distracted. So that won't do. So that's something you have to really watch out for. But if this wasn't here, let's say we were like this. Let's see, checking the 4 orthogonal spots and no flowers. She can move, and she can even move diagonally with like Twiggy, like so, which is pretty cool. So there's some upsides and downsides to red. Grandma here is a cool character because Grandma's super helpful. Everyone, enjoys having a really helpful grandma. So when swapping with a wolf card, you can ignore the red text on that card because there's certain characters like Twiggy can only swap with cards with the big bad wolf symbol. So if Grandma allows you to kind of ignore some of those limitations. And I guess in this situation, you could swap Red Riding Hood with Grandma because she would allow the distraction. She can keep Red Riding Hood on task, essentially. And things like that, because she's just uber helpful. So we also have the Boy Who Cried Wolf over here who flips, they flip wolf cards as well because they're out there just causing distractions. And they can swap with the sheep anywhere on the board. So this would be a chance to kind of have a big move like this where they're very far apart. But they can do this, and then the sheep simply flips when it gets swapped with anything to its backside. Boom, like that, and it just becomes, an empty kind of one and done thing. So it's kind of like a nice, essentially like one-off power. But you can get something moved well across the board if that's useful for you. Kaboom. So let's get that reset back there. See, am I missing any other characters? The woods here is kind of like a in the way kind of thing. It can only swap with the big bad wolf because that's the big bad wolf's domain, which is tricky. The House of Straw can swap with Hayward anywhere on the board, so it's kind of like the sheep and the Boy Who Cried Wolf can do that. The House of Sticks similarly can swap with Twiggy anywhere because that's their house. And then Hayward here has a kind of a tough thing. Hayward's, kind of the youngest of the 3 little pigs, a little less confident than the rest. And so they have the red kind of tag saying that cannot swap unless Twiggy or Brickford are adjacent. So they have to have one of their siblings around. So right now, Brickford's right next to them so they can kind of venture out into the world. But now they wouldn't have anyone, which can be a little tricky. But they do always have their House of Straw. And then again, Twiggy can only swap with the cards that have a wolf symbol. So Grandma's house would be fine, things like that. So there's a little bit of anything in those kind of red boxes. And we're still, again, working on how to identify things so that this is, visually friendly for, all folks as possible. But anything in those boxes are going to be essentially limitations. And then Grandma is kind of one that can swap and ignore those types of things. Because Grandma might be breaking the rules. So let's play this thing after we got a little rundown. Again, I'll talk about this other sheep in a little bit. So we have 16 turns. what to do. So we have Grandma's house kind of in the middle here. We got Grandma and the woodcutter nearby. We got the house of bricks has to get out of the corner for sure. And the bakery is close. So, let's see. Nick says, if anything ever happens to Twiggy, I'll never forgive you. What? That's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure. So let's see. I definitely want to get red over here. So I think I'm going to go this. I'm going to click this up 1 just keep track of my turns. Again, you have 16 turns. Basically, at the end of your 16th turn, you have to be at the win conditions or lose. And every swap you do is a turn. So I'm going to do this first move. And I think I'm going to move the Field of Flowers. I really want to be able to take out the Big Bad Wolf. I could move the woodcutter here. And then I could use my second turn to move the woodcutter here and take out the Big Bad Wolf. And that's like one less thing to worry about. And that also puts a woodcutter here next to Grandma's house. Okay. Let's do that. Let's try to get rid of the wolf quick. So now we don't have to worry about that. The wolf is no longer a threat. So let's go to third turn. Let's move Grandma up to move the Field of Flowers down. So now we have no distractions for red currently. So for my fourth move, I'll move red up to the bakery, which means we've visited the bakery and it's now closed. So that's one win condition. All right, we don't have this showing anymore. And we're going to try to put on the thing like a little, maybe here in the window on the door, a little closed sign, just as a little fun little, went to the bakery. Okay. So I think here's a situation where it's like now red is next to the Boy Who Cried Wolf, which is another distraction. So instead what I'm going to do for my fifth turn is I'm going to move Grandma's house here so that it puts it in the location we need for red and Grandma. And then let's go sixth turn. Let's bring the woodcutter up. So now we have 2 of our 3 conditions met. We have Grandma's house, woodcutter, Red Riding Hood, and Grandma are all at Grandma's house chilling. That's something. We have the bakery closed. It's been visited. That's something. Now we have to get the House of Bricks, Twiggy, and all that stuff into position. I'm trying to think of the best way. The woods here is a problem because it's just in the way. Twiggy can only swap with the little woodsy cards. And the House of Sticks is right next to them. So what I'm wondering is almost like, can I get the House of Sticks into position to then be able to like flip Twiggy down a ways? So let's go turn 7. This is of 16, mind you, so we're already on our way. Let's just move the House of Bricks out of the corner because we know we cannot succeed there. Let's go 8. If I move the House of Bricks over to brick for like swap here, then we have 2 little pigs. And it's all about getting Twiggy down in time. But they can only swap. All right, so I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to go 9. 10. 11. I'm going to try to go down here. 12. 13. So now I can swap Twiggy with the House of Sticks. And that's them swapping with a wolf card, so that's legal. Boom. 14 brings this back, and I think we've done it. Don't think I broke any rules. Let's just double check. We got Grandma's house. We got the woodcutter, Grandma, Red Riding Hood at Grandma's house. Boom. House of Bricks. We got the 3 little pigs. Boom. The bakery's been visited. 14, we had 2 turns to spare. Using that, again, getting the House of Sticks down was easier in that case than moving Twiggy, just because I didn't want to disrupt this area a little too much and have it be, you know, a problem. So I think that's it done. What do you think? Does that look pretty good? A $20 super chat coming in here, or maybe that's pounds. Thank you. Let me read that out real quick. It says, that was a long... Need to tell you, thank you for the weekly reasons, buying something new from a board game collection, even if the wallet screams at me every time you have the good work, you're the best. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. We hope that your wallet screams with joy. Sorry, and I did need to flip the sheep when I swapped them. Thank you, Jimmy, because they always flip over. My bad. Nice. Really like the woodcutter. The woodcutter's BA, man. Hell yeah. Freaking yoked. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Took out that big bad wolf right quick. All right, so that is a victory if I'm not messing anything else up. So that is just the basic game right there. You're kind of always going to get a different puzzle. Let me flip these back face up and randomize. And that to me is where the fun comes in, because you can wind up with such a different, you know, like situation from game to game to game. You know, you don't know what your challenge is going to be, you know, where things are located, how in the middle of everything is the big bad wolf and stuff. You won fair and square. Atlas, love to see it. Thank you so much. Big ups to Jimmy and chat. Atlas, again, is the designer of this game. I'm super proud of the work you've done, man. I think it's so fun seeing it come to life with the best level art. This is my first time playing with the full art in here, so I'm stoked. It looks so nice. It looks so nice. It's got me hyped. But you know, as you do things like here, the woods are right in the middle. That's a problem because it's in the way. This is purely a just like mess with you. It distracts Red Riding Hood as well. It can be a problem. So that's just the base game. You know, you're going to shuffle that up, see if you get it done in time, and then re-deal and all that. But we wanted to find ways to give you as many, you know, give this game as much legs as possible. For, you know, a little micro game and stuff. We have a couple extra cards that won't make it a much bigger package or anything like that. So one thing that Jimmy came up with, which I thought was really brilliant and kind of fits in the fun theming of like fairy tales, is a wolf in sheep's clothing. So we have, if you want, a double sheep you can bring in. They have the same ability. You're going to flip them when swapped. And they, I believe, make sure I'm right, Jimmy, they will replace the Field of Flowers. You'll still have a 4x4 grid. Now, what's kind of fun is once you have two little sheepies here, one of them is just going to flip down like normal. It's going to be a sheep. And you won't know which one is which. Actually, in fact, let me do this right now. Let me randomize this so I won't know either. Boom. Let's just do that. So now you have these two sheep, which is pretty cool. Only problem is you have one is just sheep, and when you flip the other one, it is actually another wolf. This was, you know, something that we just kind of thought up is like a secondary wolf. So now all of a sudden you have two wolves to deal with, and the wily wolf here has the extra problem of they cannot be flipped over by anything. So they will stay a problem. The big bad wolf can go away. You can't flip over the wily wolf. So if you want to inject a little more like intrigue, a little more mystery, a little bit more worry into your game, you can do the wolf in sheep's clothing. So again, you randomize, you don't know which sheep is which. They will always flip if they ever get swapped. So if you don't want to run that risk, they essentially act like the woods, because now it's like, well, I'm going to make sure I don't swap with them with anything. And if you do the swap, you could run into trouble. So just note that. Just note that. That could be a fun thing. So in fact, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. We're going to randomize our layout. Let's give it a couple shuffles here. Boom, boom, boom. That looks good. Okay. So Field of Flowers is out. Again, this card goes away, and you replace it with a second sheep. Give it a nice shuffle so you don't know which sheep is which. And then you carry on as usual. So we have 16 turns. Let's get a good lay of the land. House of Bricks is up here, so away from all three of the pigs. Although I could, in theory, get them into position, get the house into position easily enough. We got Grandma over here, Grandma's house in the middle. Red is in the corner. Not distracted by anything currently, though. And the woodcutter over here. Big Bad Wolf in the corner. So, where to start? Bakery's way up here. Oh, man. Okay, turn 1. I think I'm going to get red out of the corner, not currently distracted. Again, we're looking at orthogonal adjacency here. I'm going to move her diagonally, which is her ability. Hayward was able to move because they were next to Twiggy. Because they're, you know, a little scaredy pants. And if I do this, maybe I could slot in the House of Bricks, bring it down to here, and have Brickford and Hayward kind of already in place. All right, so now I'm freaked out because now it's like the sheep, first of all, are distractions, so red can't move. But I could move. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Grandma. Again, very helpful character. Their ability, as a reminder, when swapping with a card with a wolf icon on it, which the sheep are, you ignore the red text on that card. So I could swap with the sheep and not have to flip them over, which is useful. So I'm going to do that. So that was turn 2. Turn 3. I'll move red up, which means she's now distracted. So I think turn 4, I'm actually going to move the Big Bad Wolf down, and I am going to flip the sheep. So that way, if it's a wolf, at least it's in the corner. Okay, it is a wolf. So we have these two wolves are now in a pack. They're pack hunting. Okay, so I got to keep them in the corner, but that limits my... Now I have less space to work with. Okay. Well, we're not currently distracted. So I'm going to move up and get the bakery done. So red's still close to Grandma's house. All the other characters are close. So let's go 6. Let's bring the House of Bricks down. So Twiggy can't move. So I guess 7, I'll go here, move the House of Bricks over. And then I'll use, because now Twiggy can cross, because Grandma, it's a wolf card anyway, but Grandma would allow, you know, kind of say an encouraging word to Twiggy and allow them to ignore their normal thing. But again, wolf icon, so it was good either way. I think that was 8. So, oh, but now, ooh, let me take that back. Okay, this will be fine. So I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to swap Grandma up here for my 8th move to bring the House of Bricks down. And then the House of Sticks can... No, Hayward can't move because he's not next to his siblings. Okay. I will instead go like this. Move Brickford over. Now Hayward's next to Brickford or Twiggy, so then they can move up. So we have the 3 little pigs next to the House of Bricks. So we need to get... Oh, I can't do this here because the woods can't be moved in Grandma's house. Therefore, what'd I do? I didn't take backsies. I retcon. It's different. Just because I see stuff and notice how freaking dumb I was being. Not my fault. But I am... Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to do this for my 11th move. I'm going to move diagonally. I don't think I was distracted. I'm going to move red diagonally. 12th move, I'm going to swap Grandma's house down. 13th move, I'll swap woodcutter up. And the woodcutter does not have a wolf icon, so they don't get flipped down by the boy who cried wolf. How'd I do? Did I do that all legal? That look good to you? Whew. That was tricky for sure. I got lucky that the wolves were in the corner. That was lucky for sure. I win. All right. 13 moves. So again, didn't have a ton of spare. We only have 16 moves to go to get this done. So there's always a bit of a tricksy one. And yeah, favorite thing about solo gaming, you always take backsies. You can always take backsies. So again, that's the wolf in sheep's clothing variant. If you just want a little bit more like intrigue, maybe a little bit, you're trying to, work harder to avoid certain things. Again, I kind of strategically said, like, let me just move the sheep up here. So that way, if it is a wolf, at least it's in the corner. So I felt like good about that. It did mean that I had less room to navigate, but I was able to make it work, and I had to kind of get Hayward in place. And those are the things I really enjoy. I really enjoy the limitations that you have certain things put on you. It's just like, I really want to move over here, but Hayward's just not feeling it, feeling a little scared. So that is another way to play. Finally, we have another variant that uses the backside of the House of Bricks, which normally can't flip over. The backside is the Unhappily Ever After way to play. So this is now taking the story and putting us in the perspective of the big bad wolf, and the big bad wolf does not want everyone to get their happily ever after, and so now you don't either. You will win basically if you make it so that you can't win the game. You need to make sure that everyone is eaten and that there's no win conditions met and stuff like that. So here, just to pull this up, it will be the backside of the House of Bricks, which again normally cannot get flipped over. But it has a 2-win thing, so you would flip that over to the Unhappily Ever After side, if you wish to play this way. No other face-up 2-win cards, so you would need to close the bakery and then make sure that Grandma's house is flipped face down. And no face-up wolf icon card. So again, that's going to be the sheep here, Grandma's house, Red Riding Hood, the boy who cried wolf, Hayward, Brickford, the House of Sticks, the House of Straw, this other sheep if you're going to have that. And I suppose if you're playing this with the wolves and sheep's clothing, maybe it's a little bit easier because then you'd have 2 wolves to work with. So, and what we'll do for this case, we will remove our wily wolf and put back in the Field of Flowers. Just so, you only have the one big bad wolf to do it. All right, so the sheep, House of Sticks, Brickford, House of Straw, Hayward, all these things have wolf icons, the boy who cried wolf themselves. You got to eat them all. And you have the same 16 turns to do it. So let's do that. See if we can get her done. All right. Sometimes you don't want a happy story, So let's see. Turn 1. So the bakery does... Oh, this is interesting. I was going to knock out Red Riding Hood right away. But I guess in this case, we do still have to flip the bakery. So we can't... Oh, there's distractions everywhere. Oh, man. All right. So let's have Grandma go here. We'll have 2. We'll have Grandma in the Field of Flowers. Ooh. How am I going to get bread up to the bakery? Wait. Let me do that. Let me undo that. Maybe I'll move the bakery down. 2, 3. Time just goes so fast. Let me do this real quick. I need the woodcutter out of the way. I'm going to flip them here because it's going to flip the sheep. Because they always flip. And that's one less thing I have to have the wolf do. That's 4. Wolfpack in full force definitely helps make the mode easier. Yeah, so it's almost like the opposite of the base game. If you have the wolf in sheep's clothing makes your life harder. Here, it would make your life a little easier. So again, use it if you want or don't. You would need to flip both sheep down, of course, in that mode. So yeah, make it if you want. I'm trying to go hard mode here. Man. Okay, so I'm going to move the bakery down. 5, down 6. Because when I did this, I removed the distraction from the field of flowers. So no distraction, no distraction, no distraction. Okay, 6. This is done. Oops, sir. Okay, so Red Riding Hood, you need to get 8. That's just a fact. Grandma's house, we're just going rampage mode. Boom. 9. Still a lot to do. 1, 2. Oh, I don't know if I have enough moves to do this. I think I wasted too much time. Oh, no. 10. Twiggy. Got 8. 11. House of Sticks. Huffed and puffed upon. Oh, what's the most efficient route? 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't think I'm doing. I mean, I'll be like 1 turn short. I have to backtrack. What'd I do? Oh, I did. You're right. I got into rampage mode. Rewind. Oop, don't flip you, sir. Flip that. Thank you. What was Brickford? Oh, no, it's Brickford. Where's Hayward? Oh, Hayward's up here. Oh, did I do that earlier? I may have. Or did I swap with Grandma? I don't remember. All right, redoing my thing. If I messed up, I do apologize. I'm just having too much fun. All right, I'm going to go back here. I don't think I have enough. I'm trying to think of, like, what can I... Oh, flips other cards! I can use the Boy Cried Wolf. Yes! Wait, but they have to get flipped, too. I could just reset Linnea. I could just reset. Oh, yeah, because Hayward's... Oh, but if I do with Grandma... Oh, gosh. I don't know if I can win this one. I think I have to reset. Because if I do this for 12, let's say... Oh, yeah, and Hayward kind of has to be taken out, like, first. Because his brothers aren't... Well, they could be adjacent. Shoot. I messed this one up, y'all. I don't think I can do it. Dang it. I wasn't thinking about the fact with the Hayward. Yeah, you have to kind of take out Hayward first. Because Hayward's not going to stray from the group. I'm not going to be able to do it. All right, I fail. Fail boat. Let's reset. I wasn't thinking. I spent too much time with the bakery stuff, and I wasn't thinking about what limitations I would have. Just a couple shovels here. All right. So, oopsie. Hello. Go away, you. Go away. Okay. This variant is tough. It's really hard. Just because you have to kind of think of the order that you do stuff. Whew. Oh man, and red is surrounded by distractions. Oh gosh. Whew. Okay. So yeah, this is ultra hard mode. I don't want to put the other sheep in and get the other wolf out, but I really gotta do also. I really do, because I'm not good at board games. Let's see if I can do it. This one's gonna be hard. Okay. I think what I want to... I'm trying to be so cognizant of time. So I could use Grandma to swap with Hayward. Man. I'm in this position where it's like I want to swap, get the sheep out there. It's one distraction, but if I swap with Field of Flowers, new distraction in place. If I do the Boy Who Cried Wolf can swap anywhere a sheep, still a distraction in place. Because like, oh, he's a cute little dude. Red's like, what's your name? He's like, Boy Who Cried Wolf. You're like, that's a weird name, man. I thought you'd be the name like Jim. God. This is stressful. Okay, well, let's just be smart. Let's move the bakery, closer. And then let me do Boy Who Cried Wolf can swap with sheep anywhere on the board. Boom, sheep, of course, flip down. You know? So now that distraction is gone. That was 2 moves. 3, I will move the bakery here, close that. It's one less thing to worry about. Red is now stuck. Hayward is stuck. If I move for my 4th move, I can move... Oof. I'm going to move Grandma up. So, Grandma can allow Hayward to ignore the red box of text. Because Grandma's like, come here, little pig. I'll help you out. Boom. So Hayward can move. Normally they couldn't. Now I think I can go rampage mode with the big bad wolf. Let's see. Let's go. 1 is here. All right. 6th move. Bye-bye Red Riding Hood. Don't need ya. Boy Who Cried Wolf. Boy Who Cried Eaten. 7th move. Grandma. Wrecked. 8th move. Okay. Hayward is now adjacent to Twiggy, so they can swap. Hayward, bacon. I said bacon. Let me do... Oof. Trying to think of efficiency of move. 1, 2, 3. I can't... Oh, woodcutter's in the way. Let me do... Oh, I think I have to go down. Flip Grandma's house. Sir? 11. Flip Brickford. 12. Oop. Flip Twiggy. 13 to get the woodcutter out of the way. 14. No, maybe 1 move short. 15. Can't get up there. I will get right next to it. 16. Because the wolf was way up in the corner, that was so difficult. I was trying to think of a way that I could get people in a line to be have an efficient... And I forgot to flip him. And Grandma. Or did I flip? Did they unflip them? Sir? There's too much rampaging going on. That's pretty close, though. I was trying to think of like, how do I make it as efficient a route as possible? And I think with this mode, it's really imperative to try to have your move, in general with this game, have your moves serve two purposes at once if possible. Like, okay, it gets me here and also gets this in place for the next move. So you can try to be as kind of quick as possible. Sheep would have flipped in your first turn so you could swap with the boy who cried wolf. Couldn't. Oh, did I move? Did I move the sheep first? My bad. So again, remembering to flip stuff is important. But I'm dumb, so I don't. Boom. Gosh. What up, Ian? Thanks for saying hi. All students checked out for the summer. Well, happy summer to you. Yeah, disclaimer. Cards actually say flipped. Yeah, you won't have to worry about TTS being weird and doing that. If you flip your cards in person, I promise you they are not jinxed. They will stay to the side that you do it. I get so excited I start moving too quickly and I forget to flip stuff over and make sure that they actually stayed flipped. Well, I fail but it's twice on Unhappily Ever After. I bring too much joy to the world. I can't be denied the joy that I bring. Out here calling out. I'm not cheating. Maybe I am a little bit. I forget. So yeah, that is one thing to note though. On the back sides of the cards, when they flip, don't have any text. Don't have any of their stuff. So they don't have their title. They are basically nothing. They are the lack of thing. They are nothing. So it would make it so that you can't do things like this because there's no sheep in that field. That field is empty. Them sheep is gone. There's little red patches of viscera places, and that's about it. Well, okay. I won't take up too much of your time, y'all. We don't have that much time left in this campaign, but if you have followed this campaign, supported, we really, really appreciate it. We really like the stuff that we make. We have so many things on the horizon. Jimmy, who designed this game, has so many other awesome ideas that we're actively working on and hope to bring more campaigns in the future to hopefully sell you something that you think is cool. More Table Fable versions will happen for sure, as well as other original designs. And we're excited to kind of be, you know, venturing into this new arena, as well as bringing content. Jimmy will be coming on, I should say coming, he's already a part of this channel now. So you will see Jimmy and hear and see the impact that Jimmy has on our channel moving forward. Something that we're really excited for. Jimmy will be joining us up in Sacramento later this year. And we'll be providing game design stuff as well as helping us out behind the scenes, in front of the camera, and with content and stuff in terms of like ideas of things, what we're going to do, challenges. We really want to lean ever more into those fun, creative, silly things that we do, like all of our board game draft challenges and stuff like that. Some of which you've already seen are ideas of his from the past. So there'll be a lot more of that in the future. What up, Jabs? Jimmy the new Knizia. I mean, Mike, you should do this professionally. I should hype up games professionally. Man, what an idea. It's fun we get to hype up your own thing. That's cool. So anyway, if you haven't backed our Kickstarter yet, it's not too late. This is a game that we really believe in. Best Sobel crushed it with the art. It just looks so good. So excited. Again, we'll have 3 modes of play for you, including the wolf in sheep's clothing, the double sheep. Don't know which is which. Very cool. Kimmy P out here saying, did any of the unmatched cards change from the original set? No. In fact, you can get a version. If you get it, you'll get to see a version of Nick that no longer exists. Nick with long hair. So that is staying the same. We are changing our manufacturer for the unmatched set. So minor things on the component front will change. The art of the cards, the effects, and all that is exactly the same, though. So we are changing manufacturers. Will mostly affect the dials, to be honest. Bet did such a good job. But yeah, so the cards are all the same there. Excuse me. So if you got the original unmatched set, you're not going to miss out anything. It'll look slightly different in its packaging and components, but it is the same. So there's that. They are also, we're going through Magic Craft. We're also making this version of Table Fables, and hopefully more in the future. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining. Get the word out. if you don't mind, about the campaign, and we'll see you real soon. We're so happy with the success of it. So adios, friends, and catch you soon. Bye.